People, we now waste no time. It is already episode 2. We are on the holy road again. Now, I know we promised you that we would go far and wide, but not just yet. There's a great story happening just in our backyard again.
I see how you work, Jesus, how you work it. Yes. When I see my problems, you see platforms and stages, Jesus, that you understand, don't you?
So we're back on the road, episode 2, and I get to chit-chatting with John Mark as usual before, of course, our little prayer. We are headed to Highholborn Street, Church of God.
What I do know is that the Church of God in Jamaica is them. Ardenne High is their school.
Really?
Ardenne High is their school.
Oh,
It has always been a Christian school and it's their school.
I did not know that.
I did not know that, and they're known so well for the arts and so on.
Oh, wow.
Producing people like Coffee. There's some
Yes.
other names I just can't
Yes,
recall
no,
who they are,
Ardenne-
but Ardenne has
Ardenne
produced
has
some great
produced-
talent.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's a church school. It's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Instilling nice Christian values in the youth. Yeah, to us. Yeah.
This place was actually the founders of Ardenne, the school.
You know what's interesting? I've been somewhat connected to this church in a way because from the time I was in Jamaica, I've been connected to Youth for Christ. Youth for Christ is connected to Church of God in Jamaica. Big up yourself, Pastor Dexter Johnson.
Isn't that something? And the successful institution that it is today, I mean, that really is something to talk about.
Highholborn Street, downtown Kingston, where I go. Church of God in Jamaica. I don't need a lot of steps to do it, I just need 3.
1,
3.
2, 3.
We're here.
Yes, you're.
Let's do it. Reverend Courtney Garden. The moment I see the man step out of the car, I say, no, him that man. I knew him from before. It's people like you see them often, but you've never had a conversation. You see them everywhere on the hill, and you know each other. But now, finally, we get to sit and talk to the man himself about his journey, becoming a pastor, becoming a leader. Not just there, stop there, so he's now chairman, which means a lot of things fall under his portfolio in responsibilities to this church. Pastor Garden, man,
brother.
it's such an honor.
My joy.
I saw your name on the paper and I said, but watch here.
Yes.
Frequent,
Yes.
but unfamiliar.
Yes.
I said, here's an opportunity to get familiar because I know you pastor the Portmore branch right now. And because of Youth for Christ and the affiliation, I've seen you so often. Powerful man of God, I said, well, look at it.
Yes.
Life has us sitting down talking.
That's
I can have a chance to get familiar with you. But tell me something, briefly. Tell me about the history of Church of God in Jamaica.
Right. Thank you for the privilege of
Absolutely,
sharing.
man.
It's our joy as well. I've seen you ministered and among the youth.
Yes.
And the kind of motivation and inspiration that comes from that.
Yeah.
The Church of God in Jamaica has its roots in America and it's in Indiana. In 1880, the movement started there.
Yeah.
But the movement has its roots in the Wesleyan holiness movement.
Okay.
In,
Did not
in
know
England.
that. That's very interesting.
And also that's where the holiness emphasis comes from.
I see.
And then there is the Anabaptist aspect, which comes from Europe as well, that cautions us against denominationalism, as you would
see.
call it. And so in 1909, the Church of God was established here in Jamaica through our pioneer, George and Nellie Holson. So they came in 1907 in the time of the earthquake that Jamaica had. And from then, which is about 117 years now, the movement has been here and declaring the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Still going strong.
Still going strong. This is where I got the youth formation.
Okay.
I was a youth president at this congregation.
So you had a lot of growth and development here.
Right. 1985, thereabout, I became part of the Church of God in Jamaica here.
Not just a pastor, but the executive chairman for the 100 and odd church will fall under this Church of God in Jamaica. Yeah, this is what is happening in this man's life. Huge portfolio, huge responsibilities. How do you do with that and still pastor a local church?
I think I am humbled at the fact that the grace of God has allowed me to be part of his kingdom.
Yeah.
And has done so in the context of the Church of God in Jamaica.
Yes.
Which has a great respect of ministry within the island. And I'm also humbled that I came through as a young person.
Yes.
Receiving the nurture from persons at this congregation and the wider Church of God, seeing their belief in me and trust in me, growing up with them, and form a kind of passion and ownership of the ministry.
From the sincere milk to the hard food.
Yeah.
I know them trust you with it.
Yeah.
So you have to tell me then about the impact that it has had on the community over all these years.
All right, great. So another part of the oversight has to do with the institutions.
Yes.
And the Church of God in Jamaica is the founder and owner of the Ardenne High School.
That's what we're understanding.
Yes.
That's going to be a big deal for a lot of people. Some of their children go to this school and they didn't know.
Most definitely.
Oh my God, I'm glad that we're raising awareness about that.
Great.
Yeah.
It speaks volume then by just mentioning Ardenne.
Yes.
You know of the quality of education
Absolutely.
that Ardenne comes with.
Absolutely.
And the Church of God has been the owner and the oversight body of that institution and several other early childhood institutions across the island. So the Church of God is big in education, not just having many schools, but seek to have quality education across the body.
That's excellent.
Yes.
So a lot of amazing dynamics happening, and we wanted to know how he gets all of this done.
I believe in society that is shifting today, all the philosophies, all the ideologies that are taking place, a core thing for society to have is a Bible-based, grounded, Christ-centered. That is going to be critical in the formation of lives.
Yes.
And we are seeing with the Church of God, our emphasis on salvation, holiness, and unity indicate to us that surely there's a foundation that will transform lives. Also, there are young people who find a place where they belong, and people can encourage them, mentor them, give them guidance even as they move along. Also, there is the part of the Church of God where we believe that academics is critical and important. Your corporate world of work is important. Quality workers, you know, and all of those things are some things we say. This is not a place that parks you or takes away your giftings and your abilities. But we try to frame them, guide them, nurture them so that they give honor and glory to God. People matter in the Church of God in Jamaica. And we have a place of people, children, youth, and the elderly. There is an effort to say, hey, even if society has seen you on the curb, or seeing you at the back end, we want you to know that in the Church of God, you have a place, you have a voice, and you have a voice even right until the time when you are 6'6".
Come on. One of the most valuable things that he shared with me is that he has a particular focus, the empowering of the youth, their connection with God, but he said it's not separate from how they show up in the real world. He's actually trying to let them understand that they're empowered by God to exist in this world and to make those statements and to sit in the spaces that make things move, shift, and that they function as developers and movers and shakers in society. So, in give me a charge and me come to talk to the man and the man tell me, say, listen, keep doing things for the youth to connect with. It was a big deal because this church is connected to the Ardenne High. So, he has a lot to say about how spirituality and God influences education. It's a big deal.
So I had the opportunity and privilege of sitting down with the 98-year-old Deacon Fleming. And, you know, she told us a little bit about the founder and a little bit about her journey. And really, she's known by everybody in the community. I'm here with Deacon Coley.
Yes.
Deacon Leon Coley.
Yes, that's me.
And Deacon Gloria May Fleming.
Yes.
That I have the privilege of speaking to. So tell me about yourself.
Well, I was born in Kingston and raised.
But what's the most important and special thing
The
about you?
most important thing.
And special thing about you?
Well, looking at me and speaking to me, you have a difficulty because she looks like 75, but she talks as if she thinks that she's less than that.
I love it.
How old? Keep quiet now. 98.
98.
Yes. Not that I feel that way.
You feel 75, now that you say.
No, I would go a little higher.
You go
80. 80, but,
You feel
but not
80.
98.
I like that. Tell me now about the founder, because you knew him?
Oh, at the time I was going to evening classes in Manchester Square, and there were 2 business schools there, you know, and I was at one doing accounts and other office thing. And I reached the stage where I thought I was ready for work now. Mm-hmm. He explained to me that he's the head of the Church of God in Jamaica and a lot of other things. And in his office, he sells doctrinal books and Bibles so that the members from all over the island, they can come in and buy, you know. And so he said, I would need a very honest person. So I said, sir, I have never worked, but I promise you, I won't steal. And he said, come on Monday.
Wow, just like that.
I had no reference on anybody to say she's honest. But I thought, I don't know where I got the audacity to tell this gentleman, because I didn't have any testimonial. So I said, sir, I won't steal, I promise you. And that was, God, it's such a long time, 1948.
1948.
And since that time, I have never looked another job. I've never worked anywhere else.
Had I sit down with Deacon Coley, who grew up in the church himself, grew up in the community, and really was able to tell us how it impacted his life, how he expects it to impact the community's life, know that he is one of the ones that can give that kind of service. So it really was very wholesome. It really was good to see actual community members who would have grown up in the church and are doing so well now?
My journey started with this church when I was 12 years old, actually. And that was roughly 33 years ago.
Wow.
And it has been, I haven't always been good, but God has been good to me.
Amen.
I came to this church just looking for a house where I could hang out. And instead,
Where you
I
could
found-
hang out?
Could hang out. And instead I found a home where I was accepted.
Wow.
What drew me to this church was the love of the members, and we still have that strong, vibrant support today, that love from Deaconess Fleming when I came here, the late great Sister Lily Brown, and still serving now, Sister Marjorie Dixon, who have been those persons who nurtured me. Even going into a different aspect of professional life. And I remember a couple years ago, I was a part of a debate competition, and I felt I was more confident going in than others
Than
because
anybody
I
else.
already had that foundation.
It was instilled.
Here at Highholborn Street.
So then tell me, as deacon, what do you do? Do you now give back that same kind of confidence? What do you do?
Yes, I was called to serve, and that's really what a deacon is. That's really what you do as a deacon. Just serve the people, and it's because of those values that were instilled in me. It's because of that support I got as a young man trying to find myself. I now give that back to young men, not just in the church but in the community. It's because of those values that were instilled in me. I accepted to be president of what we call the MCG. That's the Men of the Church of God, the MCG group. And we have various projects like the John 6 project. It was a vision the Lord gave me to feed the servicemen that serve us in this community, as the police officers that keep us safe, do patrols when we have our crusades, and just provide presence here when we have church services and different functions here at church, different ministry here at church, if you will.
The impact that this church is having in the community, what would you say that is?
Persons find a safe haven here when they need counseling, when they need somebody to talk to. Persons have walked in here experiencing different spiritual attacks from the enemy, and they've been delivered right here on this very altar. We also have outreach programs. We have a team that goes out in the community and minister and pray with persons. We do care packages that we provide to the community. So it's not just the Bible, which is central, because the worship here is good, the fun here is good, but it's the word that would keep you.
Because the main thing and the main agenda of this Prince of Peace is to change humans' life from a life of sin. Don't miss that. Even when tribal approach to it, everybody would want to hone him as this is the man that has come to rescue us. The greatest agenda and the main agenda, the ground and the root and the central preoccupation of this Prince of Peace is about eternal salvation.
While it was so much fun talking to Pastor and getting insight on what's happening in his life and ministry, you know it's a holy road we depend. So what's a holy road without touching the road? We got to walk with Deacon Marco. Shit, time on Celine, because it's road time.
Yes, sir.
Road time.
Greetings.
Blessings, man.
I am Deacon Marco Dane Gordon.
Marco Dane, like you have a double name like me.
Marco
Dane
Just
Gordon.
like that.
Pleasure, man.
Yeah, man, a
This is
pleasure to
Celine.
meet you.
Hello,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. So today I want to share with you what we normally do on a Monday afternoon, evening in the community as a part of our evangelism effort in this community.
Wow.
This church, the Highholborn Street Church of God, has been here for 117 years.
100 and mercy.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we continue
It's a
that
big deal.
tradition.
Yeah.
Just a fun fact, you may know Ardenne High School
Yeah.
started right here.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
started down here?
Right
on
here.
these grounds?
Yeah.
That's a big deal. Celine.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a walk in the community.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
We could do it now.
So this is Last Street here.
Oh.
So our church is at the corner of Highholborn and Last
And
Street.
Last Street.
Lost?
Law.
Law. Okay.
Last Street.
Last Street.
Yeah. So in terms of the, the community receives us, generally, yeah, sometimes you'll find some persons who don't have the time to stop and so on, but it's a part of what we do.
Yeah, true.
You know? Yeah.
More than religiously coming to church on a Sunday, religiously there's something that needs to happen on Monday. Street ministry, door to door. He still does this.
So I was mentioning before, just past 2 weekends, we had Weekend Crusade over on that side of the community.
Like tent crusade? Set up tent and way?
Not that style,
We have a new style.
We set up in the community.
Yeah.
It's in the open, pretty much where everybody passing by can see and hear
Just
us.
like a street meeting.
Like a street.
Blood get some power.
Wow.
Set up
One of them bring a DJ and bring the instruments.
System, set up a praise team.
Yeah.
Jamaica Youth for Christ was there to support us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jamaica Youth for Christ.
And,
Big up on yourself.
We give testimonies, we
Yes.
share what God has done, we share the word. A preacher comes on and share the word.
Yeah.
Afterwards, we just share with persons, and our persons want to commit there and then.
Yes.
We make a note, or we just take their information to follow up with them.
That sounds good.
I like the work you're doing.
Deacon Marco down here do some serious work.
Yeah.
Down the street, not too far. And I believe that in your very own backyard, there are people to minister to. So we take the walk. And we buck up in a Sister Ramsey. And one of them name there, now, where you know, say, how far she come from.
All right, so I'm going to introduce you to Miss Ramsey, a member of our community.
Miss
Miss
Ramsey.
Ramsey.
Yes.
Greetings.
Greetings also.
Nice to meet you, Miss Ramsey.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing today?
Oh, I'm awesome.
All right, well, Miss Ramsey, so you are a member of the Highholborn Church?
Ardenne Street.
Yes.
Yes.
So tell us about how you became a member now.
Oh, well, I'm a member from Highholborn Street Church of God of Prophecy. But Church of God in Jamaica,
Yeah.
that's my first church.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, and they are wonderful set of people.
Okay.
And you know what I like about them? That basic school that we have here.
Okay.
Here for the community, and education is number one.
So
And
you've
God for the
seen
church
life.
is
You've
life,
seen life
yes,
in the
life in the
community
community.
from this. Them taking the kids right there,
Right there, right
at the root.
Right.
Yes. What's interesting is Sister Ramsey is not a member of the church, but Sister Ramsey has high expectation of them passing through and making their presence felt in the community, as they said they would, religiously on a Monday and whenever they can. So she has found a lot of respect in her heart concerning this church and the work of the ministry that's happening in the community. But more than that, how much they instill and implement in the children's lives. With the little preschool in the yard up at the church.
She really had just positive things to say about it. Community youth that she knows that's gone there, that's grown up, and that you can see where an impact was made. We got to meet just some of the most precious Jamaican citizens who don't even know that they're on a holy road, don't even know that the ministry is what has given them the opportunity to really just learn and grow. And, I really wish that we could see more of that.
It's beautiful to see children playing, laughing and having fun, and more so, learning. A very vibrant principal in the school too, running around making sure that things are in order. Yes, it's not just instilling biblical values in them, but they're getting the knowledge and the head start they need to become the citizens we want to see.
The biggest takeaway for me was just that this little church on a corner was responsible for the foundations of Ardenne High School.
Having gotten the charge from the pastor himself concerning making sure that I'm still focusing on how to impact the youth, it was very significant for me because as an educator, to see the value of what's happening when a church decides to make sure that they're also a school, what's happening at Ardenne High, what's happening at this little basic school here that's making waves in its community. I appreciate what's happening with regards to education. It's not just trying to build the intellectual man, but it's building the spiritual man from in their youth. Big up yourself, Church of God in Jamaica. Go on, do the good work. You're on the holy road. Is you have a pressure cooker, go on?
No, the chef.
The chef?
Yes, man.
Is what a pressure?
Chef. With things right.
I want a pressure. Cow food?
Like oxtail.
Oh, bad. See, ready to tackle the world. It's the fuel for your actions.
We have the cheapest, the curry chicken neck. Catch the video of the curry chicken neck.
And remember,
Curry
none of
chicken
your
neck, you know?
aspirations will come to fruition if you give up.
Rice and peas,
Every
sewer,
significant achievement
steamed up.
starts the moment
Coconut
you decide to
milk,
get
you
back
see?
up. And
Yeah, respect. I see what's going on now. Nothing like a street there.
Of course, we did have to go back down to Sister Ramsey's stall because the curry goat did smell up the place and we were hungry by the time we were ready to leave. So me and John Mark had a good time there.
Bless the food for you now.
So Father, here's the food that your people are about to eat. I pray God going to sanctify it and let them eat and enjoy in your name. Amen. That's the Lord.
It's a reggae version. No, what is? It's a reggae version. More reggae version. More reggae